It sounds more like a child's fairy tale than a historical event. A giant wooden horse used to conquer a city. But the story of the Trojan horse and the fall of Troy has captivated audiences for millennia. This isn't just a story about a clever trick. It's a tale of love, betrayal, war, and the enduring power of legends. Our journey takes us back to the Bronze Age, to the shores of modern-day Turkey. Here, amidst the ruins, archaeologists have unearthed evidence of a conflict that shook the ancient world. The Trojan War, a clash between the Greeks and the Trojans, wasn't a quick battle but a protracted siege lasting a decade. The war's origins are shrouded in myth and legend, but at its heart lies a story of love, abduction, and the pursuit of vengeance. This is where our story begins, with the judgment of Paris and the abduction of Helen. Imagine this, a wedding feast celebrating the marriage of Peleus and Thetis. All the gods and goddesses are in attendance except one, Eris, the goddess of discord. Infuriated at being excluded, Eris throws a golden apple into the party inscribed with the words "to the fairest." Three goddesses, Hera, Athena, and Aphrodite, each claim the apple as their own. Zeus, eager to avoid a divine squabble, delegates the judgment to a young Trojan prince named Paris. Each goddess offers Paris a bribe. Hera promises him power, Athena offers wisdom, and Aphrodite tempts him with the love of the most beautiful woman in the world, Helen. Paris, captivated by the allure of beauty, chooses Aphrodite and awards her the apple. Little does he know that his decision will have dire consequences. Helen, already married to Menelaus, the king of Sparta, is whisked away to Troy by a love-struck Paris. This act of abduction is a direct affront to Menelaus and the entire Greek world. Outraged, Menelaus calls upon his brother Agamemnon, the powerful king of Mycenae, to assemble a vast army. Their mission to sail across the Aegean Sea and lay siege to Troy, demanding Helen's return and exacting revenge for the insult. For 10 long years, the Greeks lay siege to Troy, but the city's impenetrable walls held strong. Frustration mounted within the Greek ranks as they realized a direct assault was futile. A cunning plan was needed, something to break the stalemate. Enter Odysseus, the king of Ithaca, known for his strategic brilliance and cunning. Odysseus conceived a plan as audacious as it was deceptive, to build a colossal wooden horse, an offering to the goddess Athena, a symbol of peace and a supposed gesture of Greek surrender. Little would the Trojans know that this apparent gift concealed a deadly secret, a hollow belly designed to hold a select group of Greek warriors. The construction of the Trojan horse was a feat of engineering and secrecy. Under Odysseus's watchful eye, the master craftsman Epius directed the effort. They used the wood of sacred fig trees felled from a nearby grove, believing it would appease Athena. The horse was built with a trapdoor concealed within its flank, large enough to allow the hidden soldiers to emerge. Its size and intricate carvings were intended to inspire awe and convince the Trojans of its sacred nature. With the Trojan horse complete, the Greeks put the second phase of their plan into action. They staged a convincing retreat, setting fire to their camps and leaving the horse behind as if it were a peace offering to Athena. To further solidify their deception, they left behind Sinon, a Greek soldier chosen for his acting skills. Sinon was tasked with feeding the Trojans a carefully crafted lie. He was to present himself as a deserter, claiming the Greeks had abandoned the war, leaving the horse as a gift to appease Athena for the earlier desecration of her temple. The Trojans, weary from a decade of war and eager to believe the conflict was finally over, readily accepted Sinon's story. Their suspicions were further allayed by the sheer scale and artistry of the horse. Surely such a magnificent creation could only be a divine offering. Blinded by their relief and swayed by Sinon's convincing performance, the Trojans made a fateful decision. Ignoring the warnings of a few wary voices, they hauled the colossal horse through their impenetrable gates, celebrating what they believed to be their hard-won victory. Unbeknownst to the Trojans, danger lurked within the belly of their gift. As night fell and the city of Troy erupted in celebration, the Greek fleet, hidden in a nearby cove, quietly returned under the cover of darkness. The stage was set for Troy's downfall. Within the suffocating darkness of the horse's belly, the Greek soldiers waited, their muscles cramped, their hearts pounding with a mixture of fear and anticipation. Each passing moment brought them closer to their objective and to an uncertain fate. Meanwhile, the Trojans, believing their troubles to be over, abandoned themselves to revelry. Wine flowed freely, music filled the air, and the streets echoed with laughter and song. Exhausted from their celebrations, they retired for the night, oblivious to the silent threat looming within their walls. Their jubilation was tragically misplaced. The fall of Troy, a fortress that had withstood a decade of Greek assaults, would come not with the roar of battle, but with the stealth of thieves in the night. As the moon reached its zenith, casting long, eerie shadows across the slumbering city, the trapdoor of the Trojan horse creaked open. One by one, the Greek warriors, led by the wily Odysseus, slipped silently out of their wooden prison. Their first target was the unsuspecting guards at the city gates, swiftly dispatched in a swift and silent attack. With the gates now flung wide open, Odysseus signaled to the waiting Greek fleet, and soon the streets of Troy were flooded with armed men. The Trojans, startled awake from their drunken slumber by the sounds of chaos and the clash of steel, were completely unprepared. What began as a night of joyous celebration descended into a scene of unimaginable carnage and terror. Caught in a web of their own making, the Trojans fought valiantly but were hopelessly outmatched. Their once impenetrable city, weakened by their own misplaced trust, was now at the mercy of the vengeful Greeks. The sacking of Troy was brutal and merciless. Buildings were set ablaze, casting an eerie orange glow against the night sky. The streets, once bustling with life, were transformed into a chaotic battleground littered with the bodies of the slain. The Greeks, fueled by years of frustration and a thirst for revenge, showed little mercy. Men were cut down, homes were looted, and the once proud city was reduced to a smoldering ruin. Among the most poignant casualties was the Trojan prince Hector, slain by Achilles earlier in the war. His death and the desecration of his body had fueled the Trojans' resistance. Now, even his memory offered them little solace. The Trojan king Priam met a tragic end at the altar of his own palace, slain by Achilles' vengeful son, Neoptolemus. The royal family was scattered, their lineage shattered, their city reduced to ashes. The fall of Troy marked the end of a civilization and the birth of a legend. The tale, passed down through generations, served as a cautionary reminder of the devastating consequences of unchecked ambition, the perils of deception, and the fickle nature of fate. The story of the Trojan horse in particular became a universal metaphor for cunning strategy and the dangers of underestimating one's enemies. It highlighted the effectiveness of unconventional warfare, proving that even the most formidable fortifications could be breached with ingenuity and guile. The events of the Trojan War also had a profound impact on Greek literature and mythology. Homer's epic poems, the Iliad and the Odyssey, immortalized the heroes and tragedies of the conflict, shaping Western literature and thought for centuries to come. The story of the Trojan horse continues to resonate with audiences today. It is a tale that transcends time and culture, reminding us that even the mightiest can fall prey to deception and that victory often comes at a terrible cost. The Trojan horse stands as a timeless symbol of military deception, a tactic employed throughout history in various forms. From ancient times to the modern era, the underlying principle of disguising one's true intentions to gain a strategic advantage has been a recurring theme in warfare. The Romans, for example, used siege towers disguised as battering rams to gain access to enemy fortifications. In World War II, the Allies employed inflatable tanks and dummy aircraft to deceive German reconnaissance, diverting resources and attention away from their true objectives. The digital age has ushered in new forms of Trojan horses in the form of computer viruses and malware. These malicious programs, often disguised as harmless files or software updates, can infiltrate computer systems, stealing data, disrupting operations, and causing widespread damage. The enduring legacy of the Trojan horse lies in its demonstration that victory in warfare often hinges not just on brute force, but on intelligence, cunning, and the ability to outwit the enemy. It serves as a timeless reminder that appearances can be deceiving, and that even the most formidable defenses can be breached through deception and guile.